who are owed a damn thing. Go out there and get it. Always be positive. I promise you, the only thing the universe will fucking give you is it will reward positivity. If you want negativity, it'll give you negativity. It's easier to talk yourself into a bad bet or to chase losses than it is to find wins. And that's the same thing in life. All right? You just got to stay positive. The wins will come. All right, that's it. Happy New Year. Let's fucking get into it, y'all. All right, let's get into it. I know a couple guys are looking like, what? Hey, let's talk about college football real quick. University of Georgia should beat the piss out of Ole Miss tonight. It's the Sugar Bowl, and actually, I believe Lane Kiffin will be there with the governor and people from LSU. It's fucking weird. Let's go watch your old team at the Sugar Bowl, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think that University of Georgia puts the whooping on them. If you're betting on this, don't be surprised if it stays close for maybe a quarter and then Georgia starts to pull away. Georgia's the better team. It will happen. University of Georgia -6.5. Give that to me all day. I was on the fence about that play, which one I like more, Indiana or University of Georgia, if I was laying points. I ultimately decided on the best quarterback in college football, and that's Mendoza, and he's proven me time and time again. One of the reasons why I went with Miami last night is Carson Beck and the efficiency that offense has had all year. Really, I went against Miami a week or two ago in the first round, and I think I might have even done the same thing with Indiana. I might have went against Indiana at one point this year. And in both times, I've only lost one time on Miami, only lost one time on Indiana. And both times I did, it was when I went away from them. So it was pretty easy. Follow the offense, follow the quarterback in college football. And Indiana has a good enough defense. Same thing with Oregon, right? I think the obvious choice was Oregon today. I think a lot of us got talked into that Texas Tech line. You know, somebody asked me in my chat yesterday, Matt, what are you doing, bro? Matt, what are you doing? I said, I'm probably going to go Oregon. I haven't got into it yet, but I'll get into it. And once I got into it, I talked myself out of Oregon and went Texas Tech. Put a small wager as our smallest college football wager, unit-wise. But I talked myself out of it because the line baited us. It made us feel like it was going to be more of a competitive game than what it was. And Oregon's just superior to them. And that was the basis of it, right? So Georgia, -6.5. Take that all day. They are the better team. There's no question there. And Indiana, I think that was a close one. You know, +7.5, +8.5. Like with Alabama, it makes you trust it. I think the field is a little wet right now. It had rain earlier today, and that was part of my decision with Indiana. Is Alabama just hasn't been able to run the ball well, and if they can force a ground game where they're just going to have to run it a little bit more. I think that it favors Indiana heavy, and that's why I felt comfortable laying the points. We do need a touchdown here for these guys to make me really feel comfortable in what they're doing. But let's see where it's at. It looks like we're almost to halftime here. They're on the 1 yard line, 2nd and goal. We need a touchdown here. If we get a touchdown here going to the half 17-0, did they get it? Okay, my shit's not updating. Yeah, my shit's not updating. And I don't have the TV on because I don't want it interfering and all that other shit. All right, because I run the stream off of it. So, all right, guys, let's get into it now. NBA, all right? We wrapping up college football. It's going to be Georgia tonight, -6.5. And I can go into a million different reasons. Defense is better. Offense is efficient. Obviously, Lane Kiffin is gone out of Ole Miss. They may be juiced up the first quarter because they know he's there and they play hard. And that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised to see it 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. But by the fourth quarter, I see Georgia up 2 scores. All right. So let's get it. NBA. We're going to start with the first game on the board. That's at 6 o'clock. Rockets versus Nets. I don't absolutely love this. And it's tricky in the NBA the day after New Year's Eve. You know, these are NBA players. These are NBA players. They know it's an 82-game season. They go out. They have fun. It was New Year's Eve last night. I would not be surprised if the reason Michael Porter Jr. is not playing today is because he went out last night. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, honestly, I want to say that the Rockets win by 13 because they've been beating the hell out of everybody. Every time I say, man, that's too many points for the Rockets to lay, they go ahead and they beat the piss out that team. But it is on the road. It is a day after New Year's Eve. I kind of like the Nets +12.5. I'm not telling you run and go take that. If you want to alt line that up and pair it with something else, go for it. This isn't my game of the day where you got to go bet. I do like Noah Clowney for points and rebounds over 17.5. I was able to get that earlier, but then the line moved, and the line moved as soon as Michael Porter Jr. went out, and they just probably assumed, okay, Clowney's going to get an extra rebound since Porter Jr. is not playing. Noah Clowney, points and rebounds, over 18.5. So I like that play. Şengün, 6 assists. I like that. They run everything through Şengün. He should find a lot of assists today. 20 points as well. So I think his stat line should be somewhere along the lines of 26 and 8. I think he has a decent game today. Coming back, there's not a lot of guys that can cover him. Nick Claxton is good, athletic, long, but end of the day, Şengün's stronger, bigger, has better footwork, and just they play him like a Jokic at the top of the key and the elbow. So I like Şengün for 20 points and 6 assists for sure. All right, moving on to Heat and Pistons. This is probably one of the better games. I'll be watching this. It'll be on my TV at some point. I like the Heat plus 4.5 today. Once again, Heat are on the road. They're traveling, but that doesn't mean that the Heat aren't going to play competitive. And the reason why I like this is Kel'el Ware and Bam Adebayo. They run a lot of offense through Durant. And there's, obviously Cade Cunningham's the main guy, but there's a portion of offense that goes through Durant. And I think that Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware will be enough to impact Durant tonight and give him trouble to the point where it keeps this game competitive and close. And if the game is competitive and close, I like the Heat getting 4.5 points. I could even see them winning this outright. Once again, you have to side on a hangover. Not saying these guys went out drinking last night, but it was New Year's Eve last night. They may have stayed up later than usual, hanging out with family and friends. A lot of these guys have big homes. They probably invited guys over, wife's friends, whomever, right? And they're staying up a little bit later than they normally would. They're going into their game the next day just a little bit laggy. Maybe not alcohol. They may have not been drinking at all. But you got to think that these are slower games. They might be a little more competitive, a little more lax, less defense. And slower starts. So the under could actually be in play on some of these games. I don't say this one because both of these teams have high pace. They're high-paced teams. But I think the game stays close. I don't see the Heat losing by more than 6 points. And if they do, then they just missed the spread. Give me plus 4.5 with the Heat. I think they keep this competitive, if not win it outright. And with that said, I like Jaime Jaquez. They have his line at 3.5 assists. I think he goes over that. I think he gets 5 assists tonight. I also like his PRA at 24.5 on the over. I think Bam Adebayo finishes with around 15 points and 8 rebounds. I like that line if you want to play it. 15 points, 8 rebounds for Bam Adebayo. Jaime Jaquez, 3.5 assists on the over. So he should hit 4 assists tonight, and his PRA is 24.5. He should go over that as well. He should have a good game. 15, 6, and 5. That's probably what he'll finish with. All right. 76ers versus Mavs. I really like the Sixers tonight. Really like the Sixers. Money line, minus 2.5, whatever you feel more comfortable playing. I probably would recommend, and I'm going to drop this actually for a free play, you guys. Money line, the 76ers and the Clippers. Money line, 76ers and the Clippers for the money line. Put that together. It should be right around plus money, maybe 110, 115. Fairly good return. Both of those teams are going to play competitive tonight. They're going to win. Reason I say this, yeah, Anthony Davis is playing. Cooper Flagg's been playing great ball. Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, all these guys on the Mavs, great. They don't have guard play. Klay Thompson cannot guard Edgecombe, cannot guard Maxey. Cooper Flagg can't guard Maxey. There's not a guy out there on the Mavs that can guard the 76ers guards. Okay, Paul George is out there. Old Paul George, he's nothing special anymore. Who's going to be on him? He's still good enough to get buckets. Cooper Flagg's probably going to be on him. Okay, then who's taking Edgecombe? Who's taking Tyrese fucking Maxey? Probably one of the best guards in basketball right now, period. He's definitely a top 10 player right now in the league. You could argue 5, but definitely top 10. Tyrese Maxey, super talented. I see these guys winning. Embiid's been getting more minutes. He's played 30 minutes in the last 2 games he's played. He's playing tonight. I like Embiid for 20 points and 8 rebounds. I think he has another good game. 76ers win this, in my opinion, easily, even though they're on the road and it's going against what I'm saying a little bit. You got to kind of lean with the team that's getting points. And in this instance, the Mavs are getting points tonight. But I just think that the talent outweighs the hangover from the flight. So, and then the New Year's Eve hours. So give me the 76ers all day long. Really like this play. I will say there is a Mavs line I like. It's Cooper Flag over 5.5 rebounds. He's been averaging around 6 to 8 rebounds a game. On the lotto side of things, for plus money, you could push it all the way up to 8. And then for the safe side, he's going to get around 6 rebounds tonight. Worst case scenario, he does miss the line and it'll be 5, but he will be very close. He's not going to finish his game with 3 or 4 rebounds. He will get you 6 rebounds tonight and should break his line at 5. And if he does miss for some damn reason, he'll have 5 and they'll catch us on the half point. So that's what I'll say. 5.5 rebounds is the right line. I do think he goes over and gets anywhere between 6 to 8 tonight. The only question is, who is he guarding? You know, for some reason they got Flag out there on Maxey or Edgecombe. That would be my concern because then he's a little further away from the basket and will get less rebounds and less opportunities. That is the only thing I'll say on that play. All right. But 76ers and Clippers, love that play. Put those together on the money line, guys. On to Celtics Kings. Celtics Kings, I like the over on this one. So tonight, I like the over on the Celtics and the Kings at 229. I think that these teams will be looking to push the pace. They won't be playing a lot of defense. The Celtics haven't really been playing this lockdown defense. They've been scoring the ball well, averaging about 118 a game. Kings have been streaky. They'll get blown out one game like we saw a couple days ago, and then they'll be competitive and they'll put up 110, 115. So I like the one. I think this game finishes around 232, 233. So it'll just go over that 229 mark, but it should hit. Kings plus 9.5 against the Celtics. Celtics going all the way across the country to Sacramento. Kings could upset them on the money line. I don't expect it because they do have Jaylen Brown, who's been playing great ball. But if you're going to give me 10 points and they're coming all the way across the country and it was New Year's Eve last night, I'm going to just have to take those points. That's a lot of points for the Kings who can show up. This isn't the Clippers where Kawhi had 30 at the half the other night. And the Clippers are arguably the hottest team in basketball right now. They've sucked all year, but they're hot right now. And that's what we see in an 82-game season. I just said it a week ago. 82 games, a lot happens. You ride these waves. It's the same with soccer. Soccer was a huge letdown spot today. Just speaking on that real fast. I mean, Man City, hottest team. They draw with, who was it, Sunderland? So it happens. That's the impact of a New Year's Day bet. Sometimes it's just, let's go through the motions. So I'm going to have to take the 9.5 on the Kings. And I think because of that, Westbrook, I'm always on the Westbrook train until he proves me wrong. The guy loves to rebound the ball. He gets assists. They have his line at 5.5. I think he gets 6 tonight. I know this Reynard, or however say his name, for the Kings has been doing most of the rebounding, but he's not going to get every rebound. And Westbrook crashes the boards great. Give me 6 rebounds for Russell Westbrook tonight. Give me the under on Derek White's PRA. They have him at 30 on PRA. I think that's a little too high. Derek White has struggled to break 15 points at times this year. So if he's not getting you 22 tonight, he's not hitting that PRA. He needs 22 points in order to get there. I don't see him getting 22 points. So go ahead and give me the under on Derek White PRA. Give me the Westbrook 6 rebounds. And then Keegan Murray, I think he's a sleeper play. If you wanted to take him for 15 and 6 boards, that'll give you a nice little return inside of a parlay. 15 points and 6 rebounds. Or you could play on the safe side, 4 rebounds and 15 points. But I think he has a decent game tonight just because there's not really anybody on that wing interior unless Kawhi Leonard draws him that's going to really shut him down. I just think that there's a little bit of an advantage there if it's John Collins on him. So give me Keegan Murray for 15 and 6 tonight. I said John Collins. He's on the Clippers. What the fuck am I talking about? We're talking about Celtics Kings here. But yeah, there's nobody. Keta. That's what I'm talking about. Keta. There's nobody in there on that Celtics team that is going to be able to play him, Keegan Murray, like that. So Jazz and Clippers. I was looking at my notes, and that's why I was thinking John Collins. All right, Jazz Clippers. Let's go here, guys. Jazz Clippers minus 13.5, minus 14. God, this line's already jumped 2 points. Already jumped 2 points, guys. I know we got a couple people in here, new guys. So happy New Year if you're new and you're just jumping in the chat. Appreciate you jumping on today. Tequila Thursday, we're getting a little bit of money, running it up. Ladder play 17, and we're 17 up 17 right now to 0 on Alabama. That, I posted this late last night because I wanted you guys to get to that line before it kept moving up. I know a lot of books were hanging people with the half point, but even then, we're good. So Georgia tonight, we're going to take Georgia minus 6.5 tonight, guys. But here we go. Finishing up some NBA, Jazz versus Clippers. I already said 76ers and Clippers combined on the money line. I really like that play tonight. So I'm going to say take that as well. Then Bryce Sensabaugh. You don't have Markkanen playing. Keontae George isn't playing. I don't even think Ace Bailey's playing tonight. Jazz have a lot of guys out, and they're playing the hottest team in the Clippers. Man, I don't think Kawhi Leonard goes over tonight. I think a lock is Kawhi Leonard, 34.5 points and assists. I just see him going under. If this thing turns into a blowout, they will rest Kawhi. They may even just play down. This is a hard one to cap because you don't know what to expect. We know the Clippers should win. It looks like they're going to win. So that's why I like the money line. But to win by 14 points, they could call off the dogs and get a backdoor cover here where the Jazz find a way to only lose by 11 or 12. But even then, that still feels like a far shot, seeing that the top 3 scorers for the Jazz are out tonight. And they're going to be relying on Sensabaugh, who does play well. He's a good ball player. Give me Sensabaugh for 3 threes tonight. I think Sensabaugh goes over his 3-pointer line. They have it at 2.5 around just over even money. I think minus 115. Give me that. I think Sensabaugh hits 3 threes tonight, especially with that extra workload on him. I'm going to have to take the Clippers. I'm going to have to lay the points, man. Minus 14. It feels like a lot, but the Clippers should win easily. And then Kawhi Leonard. I already said I kind of don't like. I'm kind of on the unders on Kawhi tonight. On his points, I lean towards the under. But on his PA, his points and assists, I really lean that way, because he averages between 4 to 6. On a really good game, he's getting 6. But then when you look at the lines and he has around 6 to 5 rebounds, he's typically around 28 to 25 points, which would still not put him at that 34.5. In order for him to get that 34.5, he's going to have to get 30 to 31 tonight. So I see Kawhi on the under on that 34.5, and I really like that play on the underside of things for Kawhi Leonard tonight. 34 points and assists on the under. Hendrick is going to be playing for the Jazz. He's going to be getting extra time. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go over his line for rebounds. I think it's at 4.5, but I suggest you guys push it up to 6 and put that inside of a parlay. That's going to give you plus money value, and it's going to help boost your parlay into a level where you get a better return. And he has a good chance of getting 6 rebounds, this Taylor Hendrick. So uptick in minutes. He already gets decent rebounds a game. With his limited minutes, he's going to get an uptick. I think he ends up getting an extra 1 to 2 rebounds, and he should hit this line at 6 rebounds tonight. This is not a lock saying go ahead and take Taylor Hendrick, but if you want to put it inside of a parlay, you want to sprinkle a couple bucks on it, Taylor Hendrick will be plus money at 6 rebounds. It'll help your parlay out and boost those odds to get a bigger payday. That's where I'm at on NBA, guys. Real quick, just to wrap it up real fast. Rockets, man, I don't feel comfortable laying points or on the road in New York against the Nets. So I'm going to take the points with the Nets, plus 12.5. Pistons, Heat. I'm going to take the Heat. Give me the points, 4.5. 76ers versus Mavs. I'll lay the points, minus 2.5 with the 76ers. I really like 76ers tonight. Celtics versus Kings. I like the over at 229. I also like the Kings, plus 10. Jazz versus Clippers. I'm going to lay the points, minus 14 with the Clippers. But my suggestion to you guys is go ahead and take the money line on the 76ers and the Clippers. Put those together on a 2-leg. All right. Now, here's a parlay for you guys. Make sure you are in my Telegram or my Discord. I do drop free plays in there a couple times a week. And obviously, it is the new year. If you haven't seen, we've got some huge discounts. You can lock in some of my extended passes, whether it's a month, whether it's a year, long term. That's all we have really available at this point. All the day passes sold out yesterday on New Year's Eve. You can buy day passes with the code New Year at 46% off. 20 plus 26, 46%. That's how I came up with it. But here's the play that I'm going to give you guys. We're going to go Noah Clowney over 18 points and rebounds. Noah Clowney on the over for his PR. Şengün, 6 assists. Jaime Jaquez over 3.5 assists, so 4 assists, Jaime Jaquez. Bam Adebayo, 8 rebounds. Flag, 6 rebounds. Embiid, 20 points. And Westbrook, 6 rebounds. Did I want to do Westbrook 6 rebounds, or I want to do assists? I think I did rebounds. 6 rebounds. All right. That's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to drop that in the chat right now as soon as I get off. I'm going to wrap up with this here. College basketball. I only got 3 more plays left for the night. It's been decent. We cleared 2. We've lost 2. We're even pretty much on the day for college basketball. or maybe we lost one. I lost Cal State, or what did I lose? I lost my favorite play that I was surprised lost was, who the fuck was it? It's California team. But they lost. Cal Baptist lost, but we cleared the under, and we also won easy on Green Bay. I knew that Green Bay game was just easy money. I should have put more on the Green Bay game, but that's how it goes, right? You always say, man, I wish I'd have put more. It feels right, and then you kind of just hesitate and you just sprinkle it a little bit. But yeah, I think we're 2-1 on the day on college basketball. Here's the last three that I got. Montana State -2.5, Belmont -4.5, and North Florida +13.5. You've got those three on college basketball. But listen up, tomorrow, fantastic slate. If you're not tapped in, that's why I always say take advantage when the discounts are here. Thursday is always the best day to tap in. Use the 46% off code, get a daily pass, get an extended pass, 3-day week, whatever the fuck you can afford. Lock in. Tomorrow's college basketball is loaded. You guys know I'm the king of college basketball. You know I'm the king of ball in general for basketball and hoops. So if you want good hoops, tomorrow is good hoops. We're going to have some NBA games going. We're going to have some college basketball games going. And I'm going to leave you with this. We got 2 top 25 big-time matchups tomorrow. You got Michigan State versus Nebraska. You got University of Southern California versus Michigan. All right? Yeah, Lazarus, you not on it with us. The whole squad is on Indiana today, -7. We don't want them scoring nothing. Let them get shut out 36-0. All right, let them get shut the hell out. We're all on Indiana. We dropped the free ladder in the chat today. And that was on the free chat. So make sure you're tapped in on that. Just go to my link in the bio, touch the free Telegram. College basketball, repeat. Montana State -2.5, Belmont -5, North Florida +14. I like all of those. And then tomorrow, this is the thing I was talking about, the top 25 matchups, great fucking games. Michigan has been averaging, they've been beating teams by over 30 points almost every game. Number 2 team in the country. Michigan is phenomenal. Phenomenal. They were great last year with Danny Wolf and them boys. They're even better this year. Even better this year. Michigan is probably the front runner for national championship at this point, in my opinion. Connecticut is great too. There's a lot of really good college basketball teams. But hey, look, it's too many points. They're facing a really good Southern California team. Give me USC +21 tomorrow. They keep it competitive. I think that they end up losing around between 12 to 16 points, but losing by 20 to Michigan, I don't think Michigan's going to steamroll them like that. Give me USC and keeping this thing fairly close to cover the spread, +21 USC, and combine that with Michigan State on the money line. Michigan State on the money line. I know they're going into Nebraska. They're going to be playing, but it's college break. The home court, this is when home court advantage does not play as big of an impact right now, because there's less kids on campus. It's not as rowdy. So right now is when the home court advantage is not the same. So give me Michigan State money line at Nebraska and USC plus money 21 up against Michigan tomorrow. Put those two together, you're going to have right around like a +300 parlay for a 2-leg. Let's go ahead, run it up, y'all. That's a great college basketball slate. Like I said, lock in. If you haven't done so, you can use the code 40 for 46% off. Code New Year. You can lock on any package in my bio, link in the bio. Go ahead, lock in. We're also selling extended passes at 75% off right now. Extended passes. You can buy a year pass, a month pass, a week pass, I believe, that we've got posted. 75% off right now. That'll be up until the end of the night. Same thing with the code New Year. It'll be up to the end of the night. And then we'll resume things as normal, 20, 25, 35% off for the rest of the week and the weekend. Doesn't mean you can't tap in tomorrow. Doesn't mean you can't tap in on Saturday. Your best bet to tap in for a bigger discount is now. Go ahead and use the code New Year. That's it, y'all. Happy Tequila Thursday. Cheers. Happy New Year. Get into the Discord. Get into the Telegram. I'll be posting the plays that we talked about today. All right. Let's have a good one. Let's fucking run it up.